Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to DRW Radio episode 103, and finally, we are here with a special one-on-one interview with the one, the only, Steve Starkiller Smith.
That's right. Let me pop my collar one time on that one. After I got my head out of that TV Aaron Youngblood threw me in, I finally came back, and I'm right where I belong on DRW Radio. And I'm also right back where I belong on top. Name on the top of the marquee, fighting inside of DRW's Wednesday Night Rebellion for a shot at that elite championship.
We are here in beautiful New York City. We are right down the road from MSG, where tomorrow night, the main event, one of the biggest main events on Rebellion history, Aaron Youngblood, Steve Starkiller Smith, no holds barred, the winner, goes on to the main event of Battle Clash to fight TJ Shadows. But earlier this evening, the news was broke. Christian Rainey returning to DRW to cash in his rematch clause against TJ as well. So the main event of Battle Clash will be inevitably a triple threat. And then the winner of you and Youngblood.
This is an opportunity that I knew somewhere down the line for the DRW Elite Championship. And I also knew somewhere down the line, me and this industry icon known as Christian Rainey were eventually going to face off. And it was going to be this kind of top marquee legend versus this underground icon who has came up. I knew me and him were going to face off. So you take those three elements. You take the Elite Championship.
And Steve Starkiller Smith has left the Skype call. I have no idea what that was about. What happened there, Steve?
Call drop.
Oh, yeah, you're good. It's still going?
Alright. You take that elite champion, TJ Shadow. You take that legendary icon, Christian Rainey. And then you take me, the center face of what I like to call the Indie Spring. Those three elements right here are going to be the story that I think is not only just told in DRW, but it kind of sums up what's going on in our community right now.
In my personal opinion, the top three superstars, the top four superstars in E-Fetting, Rainey, Smith, Youngblood, Shadows. Live in Atlanta, September 27th, in Battle Clash, we will see 3 out of 4 of you collide for the Elite title, which is the title in this business. Now, Steve, we're right down the road from Madison Square Garden, a arena that so many icons, so many legends have sold out. This is the very first time Rebellion will ever be an MSG. You're main eventing it. How do you feel?
You feel a certain amount of pressure. There might be some people who are just kind of used to that. You know, it's Madison Square Garden. They've been there a couple of thousand times. And this isn't the first time that I've been inside there. But as somebody who has a certain amount of responsibility, I feel like I'm on the marquee. It's my job to sell the tickets. I'm not going to come inside of a place and act all stupid and stink up the joint. They're going to remember this match. They're going to remember that I came here. And if anybody else isn't going to pick up the slack, guarantee I am. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick them up. I'm going to pick up the rest of the card. I'm going to carry them to the next level. That's what I'm coming to do. That's where we're going to be at in Rebellion. It's about that next level shit.
September 27th is looking very bright. Now, we know a couple of things. V-Tex retired, Rainey's back. Justin Blackwood, gone. The question is, Smith, if You get to Battle Clash. You're in the Elite Championship match. You're with two of the biggest icons to ever step foot in this business. You are what everybody is talking about, Mr. Indie Takeover, a guy who blasted out of the indie scene and took the world by storm. You truly have the DRW fans captivated. You have the fans all over the world captivated. The question is, can you do it one more time? Can you win the big one?
I asked myself this question, and it kind of all hangs on that. Are you going to be the guy who never really won the big one, or are you going to be the guy who actually did it, who said it, and was able to back it up and validate it to yourself and to the fans? There might be cats who have done that. They might have done that in this promotion, that promotion, and I've been around the block. I've been around inside of the indie scene, but there's something special about DRW. There's something special about it right now, as there's a lot of places and there's a lot of names, and they've been here and they've been that, but DRW right now is on top because you know what? It's still alive and it's still breathing, and it's showing a platform for more names all over the place to show up and do what they do best. And there's places that were great, they were awesome, but you know what? They fizzled out, they got burnt out, they died from terminal silliness and politics. And I'm sure that, depending on who you ask, like Blackwood, I used to think he was, when I was the international champion, I would look at the list of previous champions who held that DRW international champion, and I just saw his name all over the history. I was like, wow, who is this guy? I want to face him. He comes back, I'm paying attention. And then, again, just terminal silliness. Now he's gone. Stunk up the place. It's my responsibility to pick us up by the bootstraps and make something. And I'll be damned if I'm going to let a bunch of people come inside of my house and stink up the joint and walk away with something that is mine. When I said it was the indie spring and the summer of Star Killer, I meant it. This is the cherry on top.
Well, we do know one thing. Battle Clash will be the biggest party of the summer. It'll be live in the Georgia Dome in Atlanta, in my hometown. I'm going to be backstage. I'm going to be rooting for everybody. You make me proud in Atlanta. You get over in the Georgia Dome. You get over everywhere. The Indie Spring is a hell of a thing. You've been there once. I want to see you get there again. I want to see Aaron get there again, but I know both of you can't be elite champion. Tear the roof down tomorrow night here in New York. Fly to Atlanta September 27th and do it all again. The thing that I want to really ask you, it's the question that has been asked more than anything that I've seen on Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook, with the Horsemen, the Clique, Blood Money, the Rebellion. Where do you stand? Where is Steve Starkiller Smith gonna fall? Will he be the next Horseman? Will he be the next member of the Clique? Will he join Blood Money? Will he join the Rebellion?
We don't know, man. Right now, Steve Starkiller Smith is with DRW, and he's with the Revolution. And that's what's taking over the industry right now, is a new day. And to tell you the truth, I could probably go to any one of those groups. I could go to any one of those groups, and I know this person, that person, and I've learned something from them. I could go to the Four Horsemen. I could pick some things that I liked out of them that probably helped me become better, and I could add something in that group. The Clique, I like to think of Knox. I think, seeing what he did, he kind of put the spotlight on me to get out of St. Louis and travel around. I think he kind of showed me that I could do more than come out there and just spit vile at my opponents and just try to undermine everything they ever accomplished in life to get myself over. I could go to Blood Money and know that me and the guys in Tokyo are just going to take over everything in the world. I don't know where I'm going to go, except up to the Elite Championship.
A year ago, Steve, you were the upper mid-card icon. You were the international champion. You were on fire. A year later, you're Mr. Main Event. You're main eventing live shows. You're main eventing pay-per-views. To look back now and you see how the mid-card division has sprung up, key with the Ultra Draven Championship in honor of Eric Draven. Alex Cross, the Universal Heavyweight Champion. One of the biggest title defenses in his career against J.M. Domingo Arceus and Brian King. How proud are you of the mid-card division?
I am extremely proud. You know, I think a lot of people, once they've kind of accomplished things, they go off and they like to use this insult that people are mid-carders or, you know, openers. When you look at a promotion, you can have legends coming in and out and you can promote that match to generate interest, but the heart and soul of a place is really those people who are in the mid-card. You know, some of those people are people who could main event, but, you know, they're kind of doing the meat and potatoes work of the rest of the card. They're the pillars that hold everything up. You can have some awesome people main event, and you can have some people starting out opening the show, but when you really got that strong mid-card, when you got people like Kai, when you got people like, you know, I remember Alex Cross, wow, a year ago when I just met this cat, and now he's gone above and beyond. You know, J.M. Domingo, Joffrey Trent, you know, these cats are people who add to the product, who make it so if I can main event, there's an actual show to main event. It's not just let's open the card and then Steve Starkiller Smith walks out and does a match. No, it's all these matches that captivate the audience, and then I send it home. So it's a responsibility to me. It's awesome, and I got this group, this foundation, and these pillars that just lift us up to, again, that next level. So I'm extremely proud of our mid card and our openers.
The debut of Yusuke Toriyama-sama and the Blood Money, they've made a huge impact. Alex Cross joined Blood Money. He's the Universal Heavyweight Champion. Yusuke Toriyama-sama, he's in Battle Clash. He has a chance September 27th to do what you did, and Indy spring his way up to the main event. Do you see a threat in Yusuke Toriyama-sama?
Fucking Yusuke Toriyama-sama. I met him in St. Louis in the Cult of Kayfabe, and it eventually became Pro Wrestling Asylum. And not a lot of people know about this small promotion outside of St. Louis. I keep on, referencing it. If you're, smart like me, you know what I'm talking about. There's just a lot of great talent that came out of there. Boris Graham, LJ Bradley, Lethal Intent. I think kind of like how DRW got its start. A lot of these cats kind of, they kind of got treated like the land of misfit toys. Now they're being compared to the New Japan of, we're up there. people want to come and they want to do matches in our promotion. But it kind of started there. I met this cat. I was working at WrestleCon. It was like Comic-Con for wrestlers. And fucking Alex Sharp come up there, and I'm over there hawking shirts, you know me. I'm always hawking shirts. I could take 1,000 L's and still sell out the merch table every night. This cat comes up here and just destroys me through a table, and the whole time I'm in St. Louis, it just seems like every time I'm anywhere close to a title shot, it's fucking blood money. And you, or whoever the fuck is with them at the time, is just whooping my ass. Fucking deserve.
Excuse us fans with this technical difficulty. Steve Starkiller Smith's internet is boo-boo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I got you back now. Steve, you know, you've been a world champion everywhere you've been. You've made DRW your home. Tomorrow night, Madison Square Garden, you sell it out again. You main event against Aaron Youngblood. Destination War. You were backstage. You tried to talk to Aaron, and bam, put you right into a TV. You guys were best friends. Explain what happened. How you felt afterwards.
You know, when Aaron came back, I haven't really had a chance to talk to him. And when we got to work that match together, I really felt like Aaron, I don't know, it's kind of against my character to really just...
Aaron Youngblood, he's back.
All right.
He's angry. He has the elite title in his sights, but he knows to do that, he has to go through you. Steve, it wasn't too long ago. It was you and Aaron one-on-one for the undisputed belt, and you took it from him. Tomorrow night at Rebellion, it's the rematch too big for pay-per-view. You and Aaron Youngblood one more time. Does the result stay the same?
It's gonna have to. You know, Aaron can... Youngblood could have a career and do anything after this match. You know, if I don't win, I think I got more at stake. I just think I got more to lose. You know, I've been popping my mouth off. I'm on the radars of people, and I know that they don't like me. I know they don't. They're probably inside of some lab right now trying to come up with some way to say and do whatever it is they could do to knock me and shut me up. But it hasn't happened yet. And with all the shit I've been talking about how great I am, now I have to back it up. And I'm not about to let somebody who I consider a friend just treat me like... I don't even know how to say it. I don't even want to say it because it's demeaning to myself.
It was a hard thing to watch. Imagine how I felt. I was backstage. I was watching it in my office, and I see Aaron put you into the TV. I immediately busted out of my office and ran down there. Aaron walks right past me and smirks. Then later that night, he rappels from the rafters. Him and Brian kendo sticking everybody to death.
You know, Aaron, I'm not even mad at you, man. You know, we said we were friends. Well, I'm just going to be the bigger friend, and I'm going to forgive you. Because I understand you got a lot going on. You know, maybe you needed to reintroduce yourself or recreate your career. You figured you would send me through a TV to send a message, and you want me out your way. And I'm going to get out your way. Because where you're going after you catch a couple of Starkiller kicks to get it even, I'm not going to be anywhere near your vicinity. Because you're probably going to have a concussion. You're probably going to have to rehabilitate yourself. Just like I had to do my face. Shit still hurts. I wake up in the morning, the first thing I think of is you. And I forgive you, but I'm not going to forget. I'm going to forgive you, but I'm not going to forget.
Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow night, it is the rematch. Too big for pay-per-view. The main event of Rebellion. Tomorrow night, live at Madison Square Garden in New York. Aaron Youngblood, Steve Starkiller Smith, no holds barred. The winner goes on to face TJ and Rainey at Battle Clash for the Elite title. The rematch, too big for pay-per-view. TVs, weapons, everything, it's legal. A couple of months ago, Steve Starkiller Smith beat Aaron to the Undisputed title. A couple of months later, Aaron put Steve through a TV. Now it is the rematch. It is the most epic rematch in Rebellion history. Tune in tomorrow night. Join us tomorrow night, and I will be right here tomorrow night in New York for the post-show of Rebellion. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Good night.